This is my story, and my story began back in 2006/2007. I was working for EDF Energy, which is a gas and electricity company, and I was a door-to-door area sales manager, and absolutely loving my job, like dealing with people. And then one day when I come home, I was just up in my home chilling out, and all of a sudden I heard this voice telling me to do some awful things to myself, and that was the door opener to at that time that was a tragic part of my story, and then it just got deeper and deeper and darker and darker. I didn't seek help until late in 2006-2007 because I nursed myself in psychiatric nursing, and I think I recognised the signs, but I didn't want to admit that it was happening to me. Not acting and going to the GP for any help, I then realised that I was starting to suffer psychotic episodes. I was seeing things and I was hearing things, and the things that I was seeing, I wouldn't wish on anybody. I was hearing things that voices telling me to do things to myself, and it was destroying my life. And I was so desperate, and then I started to take notice of what these voices were telling me to do. I then started to self-harm, and I had 6 episodes of self-harm, and one of the most tragic ones and funny ones now, and I can look at it now on this side of it, that I actually handcuffed myself to the railway track to get hit by the Manchester Express railway line. But I handcuffed myself to the wrong track, right, and no train come down that one, and I got caught by a man walking his dog with the police, right, hence why I'm sat here sharing this video with you guys today. Carrying on from those dark times, now comes the good times, from the dark times to the twist, and the twist is, guys, is my recovery. Coming from that, what I was saying to you about the self-harm, I got picked up by North Tees Mental Health Affective Disorder Unit, and I was working with a nurse called Liz Lannon, right, and I was one of the most blessed people in my life because she was fantastic with me, and I was with her for 8.5 years of my recovery. And during the times, there was rough times, it was like being an escalator, it was up and down, my emotions were up and down, and I got to a point where I thought I was going to lose my life and all kinds of stuff, and she stuck with me. She kept digging and digging and digging and giving me the support that I needed. And one of the things in my recovery, I got introduced to Mind with a MFC Foundation, which was a program called Get Set to Go or Get Set with Your Feet, and it was a football project, right? And I hadn't played football for 25-30 years. It was just an amazing recovery, and I absolutely loved it. And I was knackered, right? And I just thought, do you know what? This is something that I really love doing, and I just carried on doing that along with a member of staff called Andy, who was running the project. And he was brilliant. He encouraged us all, and he took us along, and I could see a light at the end of the tunnel where my recovery journey was moving along. And months, quite some months later, I then got introduced to a project at Thornaby, and it was involving badminton and bowls and some other kind of sport. And I was loving doing that. I was getting involved with other surface users, encouraging them in their dark times and their troubles, because I'd been where they were. So I then got asked if I wanted to volunteer, and I run my indoor bowling session in there, and I had 5 to 6 people coming along, and I could see my recovery was coming, and I grabbed it. I grabbed the horns with both hands, and I just went for it. I was introduced to another staff member called Henry, and I was working for a team called Diversion and Resettlement, and unfortunately the funding ran out, and then I was introduced and asked if I wanted to do an appropriate adult, and I did my training, and I went out, and on my first time I was so nervous going to the Nick, and I thought, oh my God, I'm gonna mess up, but I actually worked with a female on my first DP, and it went as smooth as more than I imagined it was going to be. And from that onwards, I've been an appropriate adult for 3 years, coming in March, and I buzz from what I do. I absolutely love it. It's my best thing ever. If anyone out there doesn't know what an appropriate adult is, it's our job to look after the welfare and rights of a detained person, which is hence a DP. And our job is to make sure that they understand everything that is being explained to them by the police and by the officers that are working with them. And anything that they don't understand, it's then when we come in as appropriate adults to assist the officer to explain something. And it's also, I'm there to maintain that their rights and welfare are taken care of. Right, and I do that to the T, and I'm quite strict in what I do because I care very much for my detained persons who I'm representing and caring for as my clients in police custody, Middlehaven. My aim for the twist part of the story, as I mentioned in the beginning, is for work purposes, like in my recovery, because that was my target. And I've been working for 3 years plus with volunteering for mine in 2 roles. First, to build the appropriate adult, and secondly, the recovery champion for Living Life team. And I also volunteer for MFC Foundation. And my aim for 2019 was to end this year with some paid work. And I'm one of these people in life that quitting isn't running through my DNA. So I was working hard and hard and hard, and I was getting to a point back in early October when I didn't think I was going to achieve my goal, and I spoke to my boss Andrea and Andrea picked me up because she made me realise that I was going to get where I was going to aim for. And I'd love to finish this video for you guys to give anyone out there who is where I was, just a little bit of bright light so that you can come through it, because I've now achieved everything that I wanted to do. We got paid hours as a casual project worker, and so I would like to thank everybody in the mind, from the chief executive down, who's all part of a team, and everybody in MFC Foundation from Clare Street and down as part of a team, that have given me my recovery and to where I am now, making this video, talking to you guys today. And what I just wanted to say, I had to end this message for anyone who's out there. I actually thought that my life was over, but I actually sought help, and it was the best thing I ever did in my life. So if you're one of those ladies and gents that are sat in your front room now, going through a struggling time, please just go and ask for a little bit of help. It doesn't matter what it is you're suffering with, just go out there and ask for the assistance. You've got to go and ask for it. And to put a recovery in it, you get 50%, and the other people that put the other 50% into help you get into where I am now. I'm nobody special. If I can do it, you guys can too.